My dearest, dearest Muslims, this one's for you. They say they want Khadija. They whisper her name like a prayer between sighs, like a lighthouse in the storm of their longing, like gold they are unworthy to touch. But when Khadija stands before them, wrapped in dignity, dripping with sabr, holding the keys to the gates of tranquility, they stutter. They hesitate. They look past her, because what they really wanted was chaos and madness. I married a man who prayed for a woman of faith, who whispered, a woman of deen, a woman of grace, who stood in tahajjud, hands raised high, saying, Ya Rabb, send me a wife who is wise. And when Allah sent me, crowned in conviction, a poet with words carved in truth, a woman who would stand by his side like a rib that would never break, he blinked, he paused, and said, but you're not my type. Not his type, not his aesthetic, not his preference. Oh, but he prayed for me. Not the silhouette of my face, not the curve of my cheekbones, not the shade of my skin, not the way my voice lingers in the air, like the last ayah of a surah that echoes in your chest. No. He prayed for a heart that beats with taqwa, for a tongue that drips with dhikr, for hands that build a home of barakah, for eyes that lower when fitna calls their name. But see, that's not his type. His type? His type is reckless. His type is a woman who moves like fire, who burns through love like dry wood in the wind, who plays his heart like an oud, plucking insecurity from the strings, turning him to a melody of misery. His type is a beautiful disaster, wrapped in red flags, a mirage he will chase in the desert until his lips crack with thirst. And I was the oasis, but he wanted the drought. Brothers, you say you want Khadija, but do you? Do you really? Or do you want the ideal of her? A fantasy wrapped in perfection, a woman who loves without limits, who builds you up, who believes in you, even when you don't believe in yourself. But when she stands before you, feet planted firm like the roots in the olive tree, when she speaks and her words crack open the sky, when she carries herself with a love that does not beg, with a presence that does not shrink, you say, she's not my type. Brothers, the Messenger of Allah ﷺ married Khadija because she was his peace, his home, his sanctuary. She was the love that did not waver, the devotion that did not shatter, the ease in his hardship, the light in his dark. He did not deserve her, but he honored her. And because he honored her, he became the greatest man to ever walk this earth. So tell me, my dear brothers, do you want a wife? Or do you want a storm that will one day tear you apart? Because the next time you pray for a woman of faith, a woman of wisdom, a woman of deen, ask yourself, are you the man who will recognize her worth, or will you blink, pause, and say, but she's not my type?